lovely followers. I am so excited to open up this video for you guys. And guess what? I am in my home and I have some tea made here. It's actually pumpkin green tea, which is quite lovely for opening up the fall season. So it's quite cozy in here. Today it is absolutely beautiful outside. The sun is shining and it's a little cool out, you know, just like you would think for fall, but it's been quite fun lately. And actually, I just made a pot of chili and I have that on the stove for our company that is coming tonight, which is insane, but we have some out-of-town guests coming in from Maryland, which is super exciting because it has been a while since I've seen anyone from Maryland, so we're both really looking forward to it. But anyways, that's just a overview of what is going on right now. But I want to dive into this video and just explain what it is about and kind of like start reading off the different things that I have for you guys. But basically this video is going into the different things I did the morning of our wedding. And to me, that morning routine was so important, probably more important than any morning routine that I have ever written or journaled about in my entire life. I would say it was very important. And I put a lot of thought into just creating how I was going to do that morning. I put so many hours into it ahead of time, just trying to figure out like, okay, this is like the time that I wake up, this is exactly what I'm doing. So I'm gonna tell you guys 5 things that I did the morning of our wedding, and obviously I did a lot more than this. And if you guys want, I can go into like more detail about the whole morning and how everything went and just how it all came about. But the first thing was I actually went down by the water because of course we live in Maryland, the eastern shore of Maryland. And there are tons of like beaches and just waterfront areas that you can go to. So I went down, it's a place called Chesapeake City. I went down to the dock and I sat there for a while. I just kind of looked out in the water and I just took a couple deep breaths, and then I journaled actually the letter that was read out loud by myself in our wedding video. So it was a very special letter, and honestly I felt like I could have written it better. Like I have written you know, letters before that just have, you know, more heart and emotion in them, but that morning I was so nervous, you guys, like I was shaking as I wrote it. So I wanted it to be perfect, but I had like 3 different attempts at writing it. So I had a really hard time, you know, just settling down and being able to do that. And I will say I wrote that letter from my heart and it was such a special moment. And I would definitely recommend to you guys that are planning out like your morning routine of your wedding, write a letter to your husband. It doesn't matter if it's going to be in your wedding video or anything like that. It's so special to have that letter on hand to maybe show your children or just to look back on like, wow, this is what I was thinking the morning of the wedding. You know, maybe you just can see in the letter you were nervous or excited or both, just to like see your thoughts. I think it's a really special notion, and I definitely don't regret it at all, like taking out that time. The second thing was something a bit unusual that I hadn't really heard of much before. I got the idea from Audrey Roloff. If you guys are familiar with her, her and Jeremy Roloff, they do a podcast. It's called Behind the Scenes, and then they also wrote a book called The Love Letter Life. And I would highly recommend checking out both if you want. But I of course listened to their podcast and build up on all their YouTube videos and everything before Tony and I got married. And something that she said was that she wrote a letter to her future daughter the morning of her wedding, and I think she even filmed a video reading that letter, if I'm correct, that's just from my memory, so don't take my word for that, but I definitely got that idea from her though. And so after I finished writing the future, or not the future husband, he was becoming my husband that day, but he's my husband now. After I was done writing the husband letter to Tony, I sat down and I wrote the future daughter letter. I can't even get it out right, but you guys know. And then it actually started raining, so I went back to my Jeep and I sat in there and I finished writing the letter, and then I filmed it, which you guys, you know, if you haven't already seen the video, check that out. I actually uploaded it on YouTube, and you know, I debated whether or not to upload that letter because I know it is something more personal, but I just chose to go ahead and upload it because I wanted to encourage other girls to do the same thing. And you know, some people are asking, like, what if you don't have a future daughter? Like, what if you guys can't have kids? Or what if you have all boys? You know, you never know. And I get that, like, I really do. And the answer to that is very simple. If we have all boys, I'll probably give the letter to a daughter-in-law. And then I also have different Bibles that I've journaled in throughout my life, and I think that I should have enough mementos to give to each daughter, daughter-in-law, you know, whoever it is getting married. I should have enough. And if the Lord never blesses us with children, which I don't think that's the case, but if that were to happen, then, you know, maybe I can give that letter to a niece or, you know, another family member that's getting married. So yes, I have thought through all that, and I thank you guys for getting in touch with me and be like, hey Joanna, like, what's going on here? How are you gonna do that? I did think through it. So, and you know, we already have our first little girl name picked out if the Lord does bless us with a girl, and we're just so excited. Like, we hope for a girl someday. I mean, I'd love to have all boys, I'd love to have all girls, I'd love to have a mixture, like, really, whatever the Lord gives us, we will be happy. So that's that. We can move on to the third thing. So the third thing, I keep like hitting my notebook. I don't know if it's because I'm nervous talking on here or just, I guess I did have coffee this morning. That's probably what it, and this, I don't think this has much caffeine, so hopefully it'll calm me down. But anyways, moving on. All right, number 3. Okay, all right. I had some quiet time that morning, and I would say out of everything that I did, that was the most important. I took out time to read in God's Word. I actually read the book of Song of Solomon. I don't know if I got through the whole book, can't really remember, but I did remember like journaling in it that morning and just letting it absorb, because that book of the Bible just depicts romance in such a beautiful way. And so I would recommend, if you read anything the morning of your wedding, read the book of Song of Solomon. Read Proverbs 31, that can encourage you to be just a wonderful wife, a godly wife. There's just so many just scripture verses that you can read to encourage you that morning. That is what I did, and I felt just so calm and relaxed after that. Like, you remember how I said I was so nervous writing those letters? After I read the word, I was set for the day. I was ready to go. And I sat there and prayed. I just looked out across the water and I prayed to the Lord, like, please, Lord, may this day glorify you. And, you know, whatever happens, happens. If things don't go right, it's okay. I trust in you. And that was the prayer that I prayed. And, you know, when I was in my Jeep, I saw that it started to rain. And, you know, I had been praying, my church had been praying, family and friends had been praying that it would not rain for just the small number of hours that the wedding was supposed to take place. And, you know, praying for that just, it did something. I turned on some worship music which actually the fourth thing is I listen to worship music. I turned on the song What a Beautiful Name, and I lifted my hands up to heaven. I was like, Lord, your name is beautiful. All that matters today is that your name is glorified. And I remember that moment so clearly. And the rain stopped as soon as that song was done. And actually at this point, I was driving back to the venue. The rain stopped and the sun just like peeked through the clouds. And it was just, what a glorious moment of answered prayer that quick. And yes, it did like rain again for a little bit, but the rain stopped right before our wedding ceremony began. And it allowed this beautiful mist to cover the air, and I mean the pictures were just so blissful because that lighting from the mist was just, or the lighting from the mist, I don't know. Yeah, that makes no sense, but you guys know what I mean. And that was just so special. And then Tony and I had a specific time that we wanted to get our pictures done at golden hour, and we were hoping that the sun would be out at that time. And we actually spent like around an hour getting golden hour photos done because the sun was just, it was like a golden backdrop. It was just so beautiful, and it all just worked out according to how we all had dreamed. And the Lord was so incredibly good to us, and he still is. So I just want to share that little testimony with you guys from that day to encourage you. If you're feeling overwhelmed just with all the wedding planning and the preparation, if you're a bride, it will all be okay. Just bathe that day in prayer and give it to the Lord and ask other people to pray. And you know, not everything is going to go according to plan. Like, there were a lot of things the day of that didn't go according to plan. Like, Tony and I were very late to our reception, and we didn't plan for that to happen. It just happened because just a lot of different things kept happening. And trying to think what else. Like, the flowers didn't come together at the last minute. There were so many different things. But, you know, there were other people around me kind of freaking out, and I was surprised. Like, I'm normally one to stress out very easily, and I felt so calm. Like, I saw people stressing out, like telling me like, this isn't coming together, you need to freak out basically. And I was just like, no, it's okay, like it'll all work out, you know, you guys figure it out. Don't bother me with it again. It's because I need to like get in the zone and focus on getting married. And so that went really well. So anyways, just know it'll all be okay, and the day will be a blur for you, and you will, you know, depending on how you spend that morning though, will impact the rest of your day. If you have a restful morning that is just beautiful and just everything that you dreamed it to be, and you just take that time to refresh, to fill your cup, you will be good to go for that day. So, you know, anyways, let's go to the fifth thing. Y'all are probably gonna laugh at this because this is like a basic Joanna thing. But the morning of the wedding, I got some coffee. I went to a little coffee shop by the pier where I went to write the letters and have my devotions. I went in there and ordered my signature iced coffee with almond milk and stevia, just like I like it. And actually what was funny, and I know I mentioned it in the future daughter video, so some of you guys might be hearing this again, but the lady asked me about my nails because she saw my nails all done. She's like, oh, is it like, do you have a special event today? And I was like, yeah, I'm getting married, just kind of, you know, chill about it. And so she got up and announced it to the whole place, and even went outside and told the people out on the porch, and I kid you not, there were like 50 people there. And they all just started clapping and cheering, and I was like, oh my stars, this is so embarrassing. But it was a special moment, like just realizing how excited people get when they think about, you know, weddings and marriage, like just seeing someone getting married for the first time. That's just, you know, it is something very special. And I wanted to encourage you guys, do the morning routine. It will change the whole scope of your day. It will calm your nerves a lot and just get you in the right mindset. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for chatting today, and I hope this helped you out. I just filmed this video, it was a random idea I had, but we'll see if it is helpful to anyone. And I pray that it is, and that if you are a new bride about to get married, it will all be okay. It will all work out, and just trust the Lord with it. So anyways, I hope y'all have a lovely day, and we have our company coming tonight, so I need to clean the house. Even though I just made the chili, like pretty much all the food's done. I just need to clean the house and do a little bit of decorating, things like that. But anyways, I will let you all go, and I hope you all have a lovely day. Bye.